Hello, this week I'm going to be talking about social media, jealousy, and romantic relationships. So, smartphones facilitate people's permanent connection to the internet and various social media platforms, but it also has some downsides, such as triggering jealousy in romantic relationships. So, jealousy results in emotional distress, social embarrassment, and lower relationship satisfaction. Jealousy is a negative response to the actual imagined or expected emotional or sexual involvement of the partner with someone else. It is most often studied in romantic relationships. So there's retroactive jealousy. The partner's prior romantic or sexual relationship trigger jealous reactions, although they have never threatened the current relationship. Then there's retrospective jealousy, which refers to jealousy caused by an actual threat to the current relationship that happened in the past. Even if the rival no longer threatens the relationship, a person might still experience jealousy thinking about the situation. So the reading talks about the difference with envy and jealousy. Envy only needs the person experiencing envy and the envy person. A person experiencing jealousy has something a good relationship, like a good relationship, and it's afraid of losing it. So they talk about the DFMJ, which represents a comprehensive model describing the development of jealousy. It is grounded in appraisal theories that argue that the cognitive evaluation of situations determine whether a specific emotion is experienced. The DFMJ distinguishes between first appraisals that focus on the question of whether a threat exists and later appraisals that focus on the threat's magnitude, the likely outcome, and ways to deal with it. Chung and Harris see jealousy as a dynamic temporal process that merges into other phases. For example, preventative jealousy could turn into reactive jealousy when evidence of betrayal becomes available. Social media affordances can increase the number of possible rivals, and seeing the partner's old loves or rivals from the past can trigger retrospective and retroactive forms of jealousy. So it is common to post pictures that suggest intimacy with friends, which can easily be perceived as a relationship threat by the partner because people also choose attractive pictures or use filters to improve pictures. The potential rivals seem more attractive and thus more threatening than they might offline. So we were asked one of the fundamental flaws of society we would like to change in our discussion post, and social media, in my opinion, is one of them. I think people creating a fake image of themselves triggers jealousy and harmful effects, as we have seen throughout our readings. So it talks about the reading. The more time people spent on Facebook, the more jealous people were. Studies showed this. So I really like them to research Instagram, and it talks about that a little later in the readings, how it really focuses on Facebook, but they haven't gotten into like Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat. So women are predicted to experience higher levels of jealousy as a result of social media use than men. I actually feel like women are more jealous of other women on social media more than anything. This is just from what I've seen from my personal experiences. So social media platforms allow people to present their idealized self and reach a large audience with one post. However, people with a high need for popularity might feel particularly threatened when their partner publicly engages with potential rivals on social media. People with a secure or avoidant attachment style feel threatened less often than people with an anxious attachment style and are therefore less prone to jealousy. So due to lower persistence and visibility, snaps were predicted to be more jealousy triggering, as people might assume that their partner had something to hide, and support was found for this hypothesis. So I think this makes a lot of sense, because if someone sends you a Snapchat, it goes away. Well, what if your significant other doesn't trust you that much and sees someone send you a Snapchat and they don't know what it was? I think this can definitely create jealousy. So women express the highest level of jealousy when their partner's profile was private and contained only a few couple photos. There was a study using hypothetical scenario of the partner being tagged in a photo with an unknown person of the opposite sex. 60% of participants identified confronting their partner as the most reasonable action. So this situation is got to be based on context. I think if your significant other is tagged in a photo with a random person you don't know, like who that picture is, and it's intimate, like that would definitely create jealousy. So one study showed that the negative effects of frequent selfie posting triggered jealous reactions of the partner. This is because significant other thinks that you are trying to get attention from other people of the opposite sex. Like I've seen this before. Also, I find that single people post more selfies than people do in relationships. The reading says jealousy might be viewed as acceptable to some degree. I mean, I disagree. I think it talks about how that means like you're caring for someone. I just find that, I kind of think that's stupid. I really disagree with that. It talks about social media jealousy can have negative effects on relationships, negative emotions, lower relationship satisfaction, lower commitment. Hey, you could just delete the app. How about not having social media at all? This solves all the problems. So there's several actions a user can take to protect themselves from social media jealousy. Um, you and your part, like, I just think you cannot have social media at all. Also, I'm running out of time, so I just like to say if I was to report on social media jealousy, I could use the public health model of reporting, which focuses on thinking about the bigger picture and what could be done. This was learned about in our readings and what our teacher talked about. It can focus on what's really going on instead of just focus on the individuals. So also, I wanted to talk about how social media platforms they need to think about collectivism over individualism. So like social media, they need to think how they're affecting society as a whole over like just the needs of the platform. Because social media platforms providers can use the knowledge from reported studies to inform decision making about how features and algorithms to their platform should be designed to reduce jealousy and reduce well-being. Like social media platforms need to think about this more, and as journalists, we need to think about the bigger picture and not just the individuals causing jealousy in the first place.